All right, folks. What does the Arab world think? Is the Arab street monolithic in its approach to Israel and to this war? We are often led to believe that so-called Palestinian suffering is seen as a fault of Israel's, and that the Arab world sees Israel as troublesome. We don't hear much about the Abraham Accords. We even hear condemnations against Israel from Saudi Arabia, from the UAE, dealing with the Temple Mount. And so we're led to believe that that's it. It's just like us against them. And yet, when you think about it, you're like, could this be logical that all Arabs want to destroy Israel and that think that starting a war with Israel is a good idea? I mean, the Quran itself seems to indicate that Jewish people living in the land is correct. And there must be Arabs that believe that there's a better future in store if they accept the other sons of Abraham, the Jewish people. It can't be that everybody is monolithically against. Well, we know that a lot of people are also scared to speak and scared to say the truth. Well, the good folks at MEMRI TV, which bring you voices from the Arab world, caught something amazing, which is this filmmaker named Youssef El-Khoury. And he was on a YouTube channel. Now, he's a filmmaker. He's a writer. He's an intellectual. And he was on a YouTube channel called Lebanon On, which is bringing you voices from Lebanon and talking about Middle East issues. And everybody's got to see this video, because not only is it brilliant and courageous, but it's just common sense. And not only does everybody need to see this, especially folks on the American liberal and progressive end of the spectrum, which just like see everything as Israel's fault. But who I really want to see this video is the Arab world. The Arab world has to see this Arabic language video about how Israel can be understood correctly and this war can be understood correctly for the betterment of the region. So here's MEMRI TV's recording of Lebanese filmmaker Youssef El-Khoury from Lebanon On YouTube channel. And let's pay close attention to what Youssef has to say.
الناس كلها بتصرخ انه حماس بريئة وحماس عم بتستعمل قوة فائضة عليها إسرائيل وكل هودي الاشياء. مش مظبوط. حماس منظمة إرهابية مجرمة ارتكبت مجازر ب7 أكتوبر أدت هذا.
Okay, so the first thing he's saying is that Hamas did a massive and horrific strike against Israel and the Jewish people that led to a massive response. That's exactly what it was going to do. That you can't attack a nation, rape and kill, murder, plunder, 1,200 people's lives snuffed out and not expect an Israeli response. So he's like, the fault of this thing is the attackers, which is Hamas.
الارتكابات إلى أنه إسرائيل عملت ردة فعل كتير كبيرة. وصلنا لحديت اليوم ل39,000 قتيل بغزة وبعده السنوار قاعد تحت الأرض. يعني ما سمعناش صوته. يعني شو. Okay, so he's putting the blame for all these deaths squarely on Hamas, and he says, "Where's the Sinwar guy? He's still underground. He's still hiding." Why are people so proud of this great leader appointed just yesterday by Hamas? What has this great leader exactly done for the people of Gaza? القائد العظيم يلي امبارح عينته حماس. أول شيء أنا بالنسبة لي تعيينه هو.
So he says his appointment exposed Hamas for what it really is, which is what?
كشف حماس على الآخر إنه هيدي منظمة ما بدها السلام ومش فرقانة مع شعبها.
Right, these people do not want peace, and then they do not want a decent life for the citizens under their care. Not at all. They actually want to, and he's going to expound on this, they want to see them dead. That's part of their tactic against Israel.
مش فرقانة مع مصير شعبها. 2 من 3% القتلى مدنيين. مش لأنه إسرائيل جزارة ومجرمة وعم تضرب بالطيران بلا وعي وإلى ما هنالك. لا، لأنه المقاتل الحماساوي.
Right. So the Hamas fighters, they are underground in tunnels. They are successfully hiding away in their air-conditioned, hidden away underground world. The people at the top, they're the ones suffering. And that's exactly what Hamas has concocted. They want to make sure that their people on top are going to be the victims, while they and their friends hide below. So their whole thing is not for the betterment of Gaza. It's to start a war, make sure that their own civilian population is hurt, while they hide away bravely in caves and tunnels underneath the ground.
قاعد تحت الارض وتارك شعبه يموت فوق. لنا 70 سنه نحن نتضامن مع قضيه فلسطين.
So before we go on to this, the point is that the first part of this interview, he's just saying, look, Hamas started a war. Now their civilians are dying. They are a criminal gang who does not want peace at all. And this is what has happened. Let's just look at it in a real way. Not like, oh, Israel's controlling it. Look what Israel's massacring. No, it's like these guys have brainwashed the Gazan society to be part of hate against Israel. They've attacked Israel. Now Israel's fought back. That's what they have wrought. So that's one part of this interview. Now he's going to go and talk about a larger issue, which is, what is Palestinianism in general? Again, this is a Lebanese intellectual, a film producer, a filmmaker, and a writer. He said this, by the way, on August 8th, 2024, just a little bit of time ago. Okay, so now he's going to talk about the bigger picture of why are we supporting this cause called Palestinianism.
عطيني نهار اللي كان في شيء اسمه دولة فلسطين واجوا اليهود كحتوهم من دولة فلسطين نحن عم نقاتل كرمال قضية أمتين الأرض كانت لفلسطين.
Okay, so he's asking, like, has there ever been a Palestine? Did the Jews come and kick out the Arabs out of Palestine? That didn't even happen. Oh, there was a war against the Jews and Arabs, some Arabs fled. But the point is there was no Palestine beforehand. What are we talking about here? We're talking about as though there's some kind of historic Palestine. Here's the Lebanese Arab being like, it never existed. This thing is a fiction, a creation. Let's keep going.
كانوا اثنيناتهم قاعدين بالأرض. ولا نهار كان في شيء اسمه.
There has never been a Palestinian entity. It's a new identity that has been created in order to fight Israel.
عم نقاتل على قضية فيك خربنا لبنان كرمال قضية فيك تضامنا مع.
Listen to the usage of the word fake. He says we have shown solidarity with a fake cause and have destroyed ourselves. This is one of the most salient points of the whole thing. Not just that like there's no point in fighting Israel. It's that and not only do we not have any really right to claim this land as our own, this whole process of fighting the Jews all this time has been incredibly damaging to the Arab world and especially to his beloved Lebanon. Let's
قضية فيك ودمرنا حالنا. ما في شيء يعني عم نقاتل على شيء مش موجود. ما كان في ولا يوم شيء اسمه كيان فلسطيني.
امبارح قال السيد لكل المعارضين في الداخل ما تطعنونا بظهرنا أقله اسكتوا بهذه المرحلة.
يسكت هو.
Now he's talking about Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah. Now, remember, folks, Lebanon in the 70s was a beautiful place, a place that you went to vacation where you skied in the morning and hung out at the sunset on the beach in the evening. And you had like French type of cafes in the streets. Beirut was a beautiful city. So here's a Lebanese man, a filmmaker, an intellectual, a writer, being like, who is this guy Nasrallah that has brought this Shiitism from Iran to destroy our beautiful country? The word Lebanon, the word itself, Lebanon, meant beauty. Okay, and here is what they have wrought on us. They have brought all this destruction. And he says to Nasrallah, he should just shut up, this guy.
يسكت هو. نحن إذا مسكتنا شو بنقدم وبنأخر.
وإذا حكيته.
بس هو إذا سكت يمكن نخلص لبنان.
So if we shut up, then nothing's going to come out of it. But if we can get this guy to shut up, maybe we could save Lebanon from a great and imminent danger, a disaster.
من كارثة كبيرة جاي علي. يسكت هو يستحي.
He should be ashamed of himself.
ينقلعوا المحطات والإذاعات والتلفزيونات كلهم بقاش حدا يستقبله بقاش حدا يفتح له هوا. هذا ملوث للعقل اللبناني.
Listen to these words. Listen to these courageous words. He says, this man pollutes the Lebanese mind. Lebanon's not an enemy of Israel. Lebanon is not a jihad state. Lebanon doesn't need this pollution to the mind of our children. He's making us forget our history and our heritage, and instead is turning our whole thing into this bitter, disgusting, and destroyed jihad land. That's not the Lebanon that this intellectual knows.
هذا ملوث للتراث اللبناني، هذا ملوث للتاريخ اللبناني. بقى مزبوط مش رح يعمل شيء لأنه هو من طينة هتلر.
So he says that Nasrallah is the Hitler type. What does he mean by that?
هتلر لما بلشوا يقولوا له الحرب خسرانة سنة ال 45 قبل بسنة من ما خلصت الحرب يقولوا له الحرب خسرانة ما كان يقبل يستسلم. لو قبل يستسلم لما
Just like Hitler would not relent when he was told that he was going to lose the war, and he was willing to sacrifice every last German, and he was willing to sacrifice the German army and to all those men, so too Nasrallah. He doesn't care about the life of Lebanon or South Lebanon. He's happy to sacrifice all the civilians, just like Hamas, the same thing. They don't care about the people at all. They just cynically use them.
يقولوا الحرب خسرانة كان وفر على برلين دمار شامل وكان وفر 500,000 قتيل ألماني.
Hitler had no problem seeing Berlin destroyed and the death of 500,000 soldiers. He had no problem. Doesn't care. He has no qualms. These things mean nothing to them. And just like the Lebanese people mean nothing to Nasrallah in their goal to fight with Israel and to also self-aggrandize. We'll see that in a second as well.
بس ما فل هتلر وما انتحر هتلر إلا لما دمر برلين. ونفس الشيء نيرون ما استسلم وراح لمصيره إلا لما حرق روما. ونفس الشيء هيروهيتو ما استسلم إلا لما انكبت الإمبراطورية على اليابان.
So he's giving examples from other leaders, from Hirohito to Nero to now Mussolini. He's just saying the bottom line is this guy, Nasrallah, he is just fine with the death and destruction of the people and of the land of Lebanon.
موسوليني مثلهم هذا لن يستسلم إلا ويدمر بيروت. لن يرحل قبل أن يدمر بيروت.
He will not go away before he destroys Beirut. That's what Nasrallah is about. You know, and the courage and the passion of this man who's just like, look at what this garbage has brought on us. Look at what this jihadism is bringing to our region. Nothing good. We're not going to destroy Israel. We're just going to end up having our land destroyed by people who don't give a damn about our citizenry. How true and how courageous these words are, and how clear they are, and how many progressives and liberals support the jihad against Israel. Look at this man. He's like, this is leading nowhere and a fake cause. There is no Palestinianism. It's fake. It's a lie. And we are not a people that want to fight with the Jews forever. We're Lebanon. We're a country that always had historical peace with Israel and normalcy. It's the jihad that has destroyed, that has fought Israel and destroyed our country. So clear and courageous and simple truths that are being hidden from us.
ولما تتدمر بيروت مرة جديدة هون بصيروا مسؤولين يلي سكتوا.
كان بدي أقول توضيح إنه المنصة تبعنا مفتوحة لكل الآراء بكل الصفوف ونحن مش ملزمين بآراء الضيوف إن كنت أنا على مستوى الشخصي أو المنصة. أنا بدي أشكرك اليوم الكاتب والمخرج.
Well, they had to say that, didn't they? They had to say, well, the views expressed here, I'm surprised that they played it, but they're like, the views expressed here are not necessarily those of the station, nor of this guy, the interviewer. But the bottom line is that there's courage here.
يوسف الخوري على حضورك معنا. شكرا لك.
All right. So bottom line is that Youssef El-Khoury laid out the powerful truth, and thanks to MEMRI for getting this video out for us and with the translation into the English language. The bottom line, jihadism will bring nothing good to Lebanon, will bring nothing good to this region. Blaming the Jews for everything will not bring anything good to this region. And fighting the jihad leaders is what Israel has to do in order to create a future and a health for this region. We've got to destroy Hamas and destroy Hezbollah before they try to destroy us and before they destroy Gaza and Lebanon and Iran and Yemen. They bring no future, no life with them. All they bring is endless war and endless destruction. They don't even deny that. They embrace death in their life. They bring death into life. They are a death cult. There is no forward progress. and all the liberal progressives who support the jihadist cause against Israel, you don't give a damn about the actual people that are the victims of what the jihad has wrought. All right. Thanks again to MEMRI. And thank you very much for joining me here on Yishai Fleischer TV. Please subscribe and be part of it. And let us pray, inshallah, with the help of God. Let's pray that we can defeat the jihadists and defeat jihadism and bring to a day where this region is going to be renamed the Abrahamic region, and the Abraham Accords and that way of thinking will reign supreme around here, so that we'll have tourism, that we'll have businesses and medicine and roads and spirituality, and the Abrahamic vision of how to serve God will come out from this region and, of course, from Yerushalayim, from Jerusalem to the world. God bless you, folks, wherever you are. Thanks a lot for being with me, and shalom.